What's up, my dude? So in this video, I'm just chilling, bro. So this is a complete new kind of video series here. I'm just going to be calling it free riding. So what I want to make sure and get across to people is the fact that even though I'm calling this series free riding, it doesn't mean I'm only doing it on free riding tracks. You know, I'm doing it on any sort of track out there, whether it be supercross, motocross, trail tracks, and any game out there, whether it be like MX versus ATV, MX Simulator, MXGP, any sort of game out there. And I'm basically just going to be free riding on the track, going wherever I want to, hucking some fucking transfer jumps and doing some fun stuff like that. I think it'll be something kind of cool and different, but not only is it a free riding style of a video here, but also it's kind of like a free talking style video as well. So I'm basically just going to talk about whatever I want to talk about and ride wherever I want to ride. So it's kind of a cool little dual meaning right there to it, where I'm going to try to integrate some of my long Spencer Turley crazy talk videos within, let me just go ahead and endo over the second thing I hit. You know, I want to try to integrate some of those crazy Spencer Turley talk videos within some of these videos like this, where I'm just free riding and talking, because whenever you have a really constructive video and like a really planned out video, like, okay, I'm going to do a track review on this one track and I'm going to say this and I'm going to talk about that and I'm going to do that, which usually I don't go to that extreme. I just say, okay, I'm doing a track review, and then whatever comes to my head, that's what I say, but still yet I have it in the back of my mind that I'm doing a track review, so I'm not like free talking, you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference in just free talking about whatever you want to. That's more like what you do on a live stream, and I love that aspect. I'm actually really in love with, you know, how live streaming is. Woo! I'm glad that fence was not collidable. You know, I'm really excited on getting into live streaming a lot more, because that's the way it is. You know, you don't really think about the video, you're just talking, like you're just making it, and it makes everything a lot more pure and a lot more genuine on how you actually are, whenever there's no sort of plan in your mind basically for the video. You're just making it, you're just doing it, you know. I love that about it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. It's kind of the first video in this series right here, and trust me, dude, I will never run out of shit to talk about. I mean, you know, some people couldn't do a video like this because they would just be like, there's nothing to talk about, bro. Dude, I can talk about talking about something, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just who I am, man. And what's crazy about it is, if you knew me in person, you would think I was the most quiet person you've ever met in your life, most chill dude, never says anything, stuff like that. It's kind of bizarre, you know. I had a class in high school where we had to, you know, get up and talk about stuff. I had to have all those communication classes and stuff like that, and I sucked at it, dude. I hated it. I was super nervous every time I did it. You know, it was like the worst thing ever. And then now I'm making YouTube videos where I'm talking to people basically every single day. Like, what the fuck? That makes no sense at all. But I guess it's just when it's something you like and it's something you're actually into and you've actually done it for a minute, it's crazy what time will do with things. Time is everything, you know. Like, I mean, yeah, it takes, you know, skill and talent to a sense. What the fuck is talent? I mean, I say time over talent, you know. 2 Chainz in this bitch. But it's kind of, it's the truth, though. Like, you have to have time into whatever it is regardless. Oh, I don't even know what jump I'm hitting right now. Woo! Still landed it, though. But, I mean, you know, obviously there's more to it than just putting time in. There's a lot of things that goes into being the best at something versus just kind of good at something. But, you know, that's kind of the way I've been with videos and stuff like that. I mean, I'm probably the worst person you ever could have sat down and tried to have them make a YouTube channel, because I just never have done anything like that before. But once I started doing it and never gave up on it and kept trying to get better at it, and just in the comedy aspect of it, that's something you can't teach to somebody when it comes to YouTube. Like, you just straight up cannot teach the comedy part at all. I'm going to try to make a video on that eventually, on just some of the stuff I've learned with trying to be funny and stuff, you know, because there's a big part of it where you think you're funny, but you're actually not when you first start doing YouTube. And you can say, I'm not even funny now, but, you know, fuck it, whatever. It's kind of one of those things, like, you just got to know how comedy naturally comes to your mind. You can't think too hard about trying to be funny in a video. You just can't. It has to... I mean, no doubt you definitely think about it, but it almost has to just like naturally come to you. If you're trying too hard and you're thinking in your mind like, okay, I got to be funny, I'm going to say these certain jokes and I got to do this and I got to do that, then you won't even be genuine enough and the funny factor won't even be there. You know what I'm saying? That's where the funny comes from, is actually being genuine with it. It's like it just came to your mind and you're being genuine. If it's like you're repeating something that you've already said 1,000 times, it's not going to be funny. Even if you say the exact same thing, you just don't have the emotion there. And it's hard to explain that, but comedy is one of those things that has to free flow to you. It almost has to come natural. But even though I say that, it doesn't mean like just one day you're going to wake up and be funny. It doesn't really work like that. I guess you have to go through that process of not really being that funny for a while before you get funny. I don't know. You know, that's just kind of some of the things I've learned about it. But some other stuff, yeah, I kind of started a musical career here. Oh, shit, I was trying to hit this right here. Woo! I still hit it, kind of, sort of. Oh, yeah, let's talk about my weird musical alien career here that I have going. Some people, that video I made on my first little 40-second long song, a lot of people probably didn't even see that. Because I just titled it Spencer Turley New Dimension, and so a lot of people probably didn't even know what it was. A lot of people probably thought it was just like kind of like a Spencer Turley Dimension talk video or something like that. But I didn't want to put like my first song and all that in the title, because then it would have got weird, and I wasn't really trying to do all that. So yeah, what I'm planning on doing with that though is basically getting full blown into electronical alien sound style music, trance, dubstep style house music. Planning on making, you know, a ton of my own music with that. And, you know, they always say, oh, being a musician is such a daunting task. Well, fuck you, motherfucker. Everything's a daunting task. They told me YouTube was a daunting task. Look at where I'm at. I may not be the biggest YouTuber ever, but I got somewhere from nothing. And they told me getting good at MX Simulator was a daunting task. And look at what I did, bro. Like, yeah, I may not be the best ever, but it's not as daunting of a task as they make it out to be. No joke. It's a crap load of hard work to get good at anything. I mean, no doubt, but don't think it's impossible. Don't ever think it's impossible. Because if it was impossible, no one could ever do it. I think a lot of people that say it's a daunting task are really just people that don't want competition. You know, I could sit here all day and say, oh, this YouTube thing, you'll never make it, dude. It's the hardest thing ever. You can never do it. And this MX Simulator thing, it's the hardest thing ever, man. You know, you can never do it, man. Nah, you might as well not even try. You know, it's such a daunting task. Most people never make it. Most people never do it. Even though that is the truth, most people never make it, it's still fairly easy if you put in the hard work. That's the trick, you know. It's very possible and very doable. You just got to have the mindset for it. You just got to have the never give up mentality, basically. You got to have it in your mind, like, I don't care where I'm going to get with this, I'm never giving up either way. And when you have that mentality, it erases all of the, like, pressure that it puts on you. Like with this music thing I'm starting, I'm not sitting here thinking, okay, I'm about to be the biggest music star ever. I'm about to make the best music ever. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm just having fun making music, and if people like it, cool. If people don't like it, cool. I don't care. You know, I don't base everything that I do off of reactions, and you can't. You can't base, you got to base off of what's inside of you and what you believe in. That's where the important aspect comes from. You know, in the YouTube thing, if I never make it to 100,000 subscribers, I'll still be doing it because I love to do it. This MX Simulator thing, if I never win a pro race, I'll still do it because I love to do it. That's just the truth of it. I mean, sure, I want to win. Sure, I want to do good. Sure, I want to succeed at it, but I don't put that on my back as far as like because I mean, in the truth of the matter is even if you never give up on it and sit there and do it all day, every day, try your hardest at it, you may still not make it. And that's just the nature of anything. You can put all the hard work in the world and this, that, and another, but life has a weird way of having luck involved in there somewhat with things like that. But still yet, hard work overpowers luck as well at the same time, and that's something you got to realize. But I can tell you one thing, if you don't work as hard as you possibly can and you're just like, nah, I'm never going to make it, might as well not work that hard, then you will never make it. That's for sure, So all you can do is do all you can do, and that's all you can do. Basically, is the kind of the point to it. Damn, that's going to be hard to climb up that motherfucker backwards. Wowzers. So let's try that again. That's the mentality you got to have. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can improve on that. Let's try to be smarter and think about what we did wrong here. And let's see if we can improve our certain aspects and try to learn things more so than just being like, most people never make it, I'm not going to try to do it anymore. There's like two completely different mindsets out there. And you're going to fail a lot. You're going to crash a lot. You're going to burn a lot. That's just kind of the nature of learning things. But it's the never give up mentality that separates you from other people. Most people give up. They really do, to some degree. When I say give up, I don't mean totally quit. I just mean they quit giving it their all at it. Their all plus another 25%, basically. And if you ever lose that, it's so easy to fall into that trap of basically like you live your whole life that way. You don't really try hard at anything. Or you can be in that mentality of, I'm 125% in. I'm sacrificing everything I have on this. This is my life. Whether I have to sacrifice friends, time, family time, eating food, time, whatever, party time, sacrificing all of that for something, you'll eventually make it to some degree. I don't care who you are, what you do. If you work that hard at it, you'll eventually get better regardless of if you were good at the beginning or not. You'll eventually get pretty good if you're working that hard. And that's the cool thing about the human mind and the human brain. It just gets so accustomed to things the harder you work at it. And it gets to a point where it's like you just become good no matter what. And that's kind of the way it is. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Some of the videos in the future may become more like me actually talking about what I'm riding on the track. I know this one kind of got off into a crazy topic here, but some in the future may talk more about me actually free riding on the track. And I'm also doing these videos live here, so it's kind of a, what the hell did I just hit? It's kind of another different style of a video in that sense, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely going to be doing a lot more of these in the future. It'd be fun to do on like Reflex or MX versus ATV Unleashed or something like that. So anyways, don't forget, I have my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Steam, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, all that different stuff is just Spencer Turley, no space, no capital. If you want to follow me on there or add me on any of that stuff, I'll add you back. And yeah, dude, be some good shits. But either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.